What's
Who's batting leadoff?
just what's the confidence level today with Miggy and Freddie?
Miggy looks really good. I think this time off has really helped him. He's been dealing with it off and on for a couple weeks now. I think getting this amount of time off is going to really help. Each day's gotten progressively better. Feel really good about it.
Freddie, is it?
Yeah, I mean, every day's gotten better. Today will be a big test. It's hard because anytime you talk to him about it, he's like, I'm good, I'll be good. But, you know, it was a real sprain. And so each day's gotten progressively better. He's taking swings in the cage right now that look good. That's why I was 2 minutes late. But each day keeps getting better.
Is the bigger question with him defensively and just kind of running the bases, or does it affect him with the swing too?
My guess would be defensively and running the bases. Again, all this will have a better feel for as he gets out and does things. He is of the mind that he'll be good, and that's just what his mindset is. But each day we will learn more, and you know, we feel good about it right now.
If he's not good to go for like game one per se, is he still someone you just carry on the roster just in case he
For sure.
Is he going to be playing in the game today? Be first base.
I don't know. I mean, he's taking swings right now in the cage. My guess is if that feels really good, then he'll take some live at-bats, but I think each step will determine what we do next.
What was your reaction last night when you saw that the matchup was going to be the Padres?
You know, it's felt like it's been on a collision course for that. You know, this will be the third time in 5 years. They're a good team, and you know, it felt like we were on this collision course, and it will be really good baseball.
Have you guys come to any conclusion on whether Otani will keep throwing like as part of his rehab thing?
He's definitely going to keep throwing. I don't think we'll progress to lives as we sit here right now, but we'll kind of see how he feels, how quick turnarounds are, and we'll feel it out as we go. Nothing is definitive, but as of now, we're not going to throw lives.
For the DS, you get to play as a division team in DS. So it was fourth, that's five, whatever. I don't know. 4 in a row, I think, right? 5 in a row.
5 in a row.
Anyway,
5 in a row.
yeah, 5 in a row. Like, do you prefer playing a division team? Do you hate playing a division team because you guys know each other?
I mean, to me, it's just, it is what it is, whatever falls out of the seedings and how it works. I mean, I think it speaks to what a competitive division we have. They're not always the same teams, but there's always been a team or two who's had really good seasons, and you know, for us, it just however it plays out, it plays out.
Is that more or less complicated game planning wise, just considering familiarity between both sides?
I mean, it definitely brings on an element of chess of, you know, do you keep sticking to the strengths? Do you switch things up? How are they going to approach it? Yeah, I do think that there's some strategic elements to that, that, you know, kind of varies pitcher by pitcher, matchup versus matchup, that, you know, you see them so much. And so if you've done something specific to a certain guy through those regular season matchups, do you stick with it? Do you deviate? And I think that's on a case-by-case basis.
I remember, like at the end of last year, Max was talking about just the hitting group as a whole, kind of looking at what teams that advance into postseason do well, if there's any sort of like trend to that. Like when you look back at the past couple postseasons, are there things just offensively you think you guys can do better this year that you learned from about how the last couple of years have gone?
I mean, I think it's a lot in the prep between, I think. I don't really know the answer. We've gone into the 22 and 23 playoffs with really good offensive teams that have way underperformed, that haven't really hit the fastball. You know, we've made a lot. We've done a lot of damage over the years on fastballs, and in the playoffs we just haven't. Whether it's timing, you know, the time off. I don't really know what the answer is in terms of the why. And so, you know, we're attacking this week a little bit differently in just trying to put our guys in the best position to use the 5 days to help rest and recover, but also stay synced up and timed up.
Has it felt like teams have changed their tendencies and how they pitch you guys at all when you look back to the last couple of postseasons?
I don't think so from generalizing. I think there are specific matchups. Merrill Kelly talked about it after game 1 last year. We had a lot of success against him. He switched it up. He also started pitching with a 6-0 lead, which is different than a tighter environment. And so, I think it varies so much guy to guy. Some guys are just comfortable doing certain things. Some guys, it's easier to kind of flip and change up an approach. And again, it's just so individualized.
With Jack, the velocity have been down the last couple starts before. Were you guys able to pinpoint a reason why? Do you think maybe a layoff?
Yeah, a little bit of delivery stuff that I know Connor and Mark and Big Mac have been attacking, and Jack's great and gets it and gets after it, and he feels really confident that his delivery's in a really good place.
How tough is the decision between him and Yoshi for 1 and 2?
We're actually switching that. Yoshi's going game 1 and Jack's going game 2. So to give you a sense, very close.
What went into switching them?
What's that?
What went into switching them up?
Much more about, if there's a potential for a game 5, Yoshi hasn't pitched on regular, Jack's more accustomed to it. Depending on pin usage throughout, it allows us that flexibility in game 5 if there is one. And so it's just about having more options.
You guys are still planning like Yoshi will get like the extra day, the whole month here?
We don't know. We're taking it one game at a time. Not sure. But this at least sets up for that through this.
What's kind of your assessment of pitching as a whole, and especially compared to maybe the last couple of years?
I don't know compared to the last couple. It's just hard for my brain to go back. I think we're going into it. I think Yoshi and Jack are obviously going to pitch the first 2 games and feel like they will absolutely have us in position to win a game. And when they're able to turn it over to what I think is a real strength in our bullpen, just the different looks, the depth of our pen, I think the more success we have in October and for us to win 11 games, I think our bullpen's going to play a really important role in that. And then on the position player side, we feel like the lineup depth 1 through 9, coupled with how skilled the defenders they are, put us in a really good position as far as that goes. The starting pitching, as we sat there in March, doesn't look the way we thought it would when we were sitting there in March. But we feel good about the talent of arms we have, and feel like we'll be able to kind of hold down run scoring and give our offense a chance to score more than we allow.
Does the fact that there's
That is definitely the goal.
Does the fact that there's maybe a little bit less of a book on Yoshinobu than Jack matter at all into that decision at this point in the year?
It didn't into the decision. Now whether it has an effect, I don't know, but it did not into the decision.
How's your jet lag?
Not bad.
How was Roki?
Pitch well.
I think our friends here are hoping for a little more.
I'm pretty focused on Saturday at this point.
I just work in
It's
service.
nice of you to do
I
it,
work in
Gary.
service of others.
Yes, you do. Everyone who knows you knows that.
Did you eat anything good there?
I did.
What'd you have?
Again, focused on Saturday, Sunday, right?
Really? You can't talk about what you ate?
Not right now. There's a time for that. This is not it. I think people are here for other reasons.
Hey, trust me, you have no idea the types of stories they write.
Can we cut his mic?
I'm curious how much you ate too. Just one good dish.
An amazing sushi.
Any other questions?
What was Yoshi's response when he found out he was pitching the first game?
He was great. He was like, I was going to throw a pin either today or tomorrow. I'll do it today. I'm great. I'm ready for whatever you guys want. He was excited.
And what was Flattery's reaction about game 2?
He was great. Walked through the logic. Everyone got it. They were excited about it.
How much of the logic is having him for game 1 of the second of the next round?
It's more, it just creates options because we can get into, if there is a game 5, depending on the usage of our pen, we can have those guys take down the game. We could have just one of them with our pen. It just creates flexibility for things that we can't possibly know right now, which is how is our pitching used in games 1 through 4, and just having as many options as we can.
I'm sure when you guys signed, like you opposed and pitching game ones and stuff like that. So how much more confidence with that starting order? Just kind of like how it came with that atmosphere, getting you guys for excited.
Yeah, I mean, to go into a hostile environment like that and see him elevate his game, talked about it at the time. That's not an easy thing to do, especially first time. He has experience pitching in a lot of big games. And the one thing that we feel really confident about is the moment is not going to affect him. He's going to take it in and feed on that adrenaline and do what he does.
Do you think your guys wanted the Padres more just with how 22 went?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know that. I think everyone was rooting for a third game as far as who it was. I think more agnostic about that than it going 3 and chaos and using the pen and all kind of things that can come from being a wild card and not getting the bye. So I think much more focused towards that.
Do you see Otani like very excited going to his first season, or what do you see?
Yeah, I see an incredible level of focus. I am really excited to watch him on the October stage. I'm excited for our fans. I'm excited for fans all over the world to get a chance to see this. It's been the thing he talked about when we met in December. Every subsequent conversation with him has been about October, and I think he is really excited for the moment.
Is there any unknown because he's never played in the postseason, and did the way he performed down the stretch wash that away?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's always unknowns when something hasn't happened, but it's a fairly comfortable, position to be in that I have a lot of confidence that he will do well. Obviously, flourish down the stretch. I talked about this when we signed him, but watching him in the World Baseball Classic and just what you don't know about someone until you see him in those moments is just what kind of competitor are they? And he more than answered those questions for Samurai Japan, especially in that 9th inning. I got goosebumps watching that inning, and I think the whole world got to see what an incredible competitor he is.
Do his strides maybe help for moments in October where pitching's better, maybe
I'm sorry, say that again?
Does his running game, like the fact that he sort of developed that and with some more bases, does that help, especially when the offense maybe can stagnate at times from October?
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you can take an extra 90 and advance bases, it's helpful for run scoring for him to do it at such a high clip and not get caught very often. Just the frequency in which that was a free base for us, I think definitely helps run scoring.
You talked about his focus. Was any thought behind not having him progress in his throwing program to just allow him to maintain that focus?
Ask that again.
Well, he could be throwing lives right now, but he's not. Is that in part because you just want him to focus on it?
Yeah, I think it's just the adrenaline, the intensity of these games is just different. And so not layering on that extra element right now until we at least get into it and just see how he's doing. And obviously San Diego makes the travel part of it easier. But just get in, assess, see where he's at. He's going to continue his throwing progression. But just in terms of that extra intensity of facing hitters, we will wait right now.
Andrew, what do you think of Otani's stretch the past few weeks?
It wasn't bad. I mean, it was incredible. For the people who are conspiracy theorists and think that Vince McMahon is scripting Major League Baseball, I think the way he got to 40-40 the game he had to get to 50-50. I think it's added some fuel for those people. It's incredible. I mean, just the ability to slow everything down around him is unlike anything I've ever seen. Playing meaningful baseball in September and the way he was able to channel that and just lock in and take everything to another level is very, very unique.